So my name is Sarah and I'm from Delhi. What about you?
My name is Shivatmaj. I'm from Mangalore, South India, and
Okay.
yeah, my sister been to Delhi. I think she stayed there for 3 years.
Okay, all right. Did you ever visit Delhi?
Yeah, I visited Delhi. I visited okay, that India Gate and some other places.
Okay, how was your experience?
It was overall a great experience.
Okay.
In Delhi, yeah, like it was a bit tiring, and even
Okay.
I ate my mother's head to take me to different places.
Okay. All right. So that was your first time visiting Delhi?
Yeah, it's my only time visiting there. First and
Okay,
only.
all right. You haven't been ever again. Okay, all right. So, all right. This is supposed to be your 58th session on this platform. Right.
Yeah, actually, the thing is, in 2020, I took so many sessions. After that, till 2022, I took a big break. I was like
Okay.
figuring out my career and other things. And now I
Okay.
started again.
All right. Okay. So these sessions have not been taken in one continuity. Right. You took a break in the middle, you mentioned.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So still, I mean, you've been here for a long time, right? Almost 2 years of a span.
Yes.
So how was your experience talking with different trainers here?
My experience was really good. And I also noticed Clapingo is upgrading their app now and then. And the experience is getting smoother and smoother.
Right, that is the entire point. Okay, all right. Talking about like what you've spoken to the trainers with, how do you feel about that? Do you feel that it has been helping you in any way to improve your communication?
Yeah, like a lot of trainers gave me different feedback. I had worked on them, I don't know, but after the break, I was not directly focusing on it.
Okay,
But I will have to be speaking to many people in my office and in other places. And I want to be more comfortable as well as fluent and feel
right.
more confident whenever I speak.
Right, right, absolutely. Okay, all right. So, I mean, you must receive feedback at the end of each session, right?
Yes.
About in which areas you need to add more progress in order to get better results. So, according to your knowledge, in which areas do you feel that you have to particularly work on?
The thing
And
is,
then,
I how exactly I can practice little by little myself so that eventually I can see some noticeable difference. But in the start, before I take Clapingo, I think I was not even confident to speak even this much of English, which I'm speaking right now. Uh,
okay,
but but now I'm more comfortable, and even I didn't have a YouTube channel, but from 2020 I started a channel, and it had grown to some extent. Like I
okay,
have
that is nice.
1,600 subscribers, something.
Okay, all right, that is nice.
Yeah.
What is your channel about?
My channel is about I speak to people from all different entrepreneurs, CEOs from different parts of
Okay,
the world, as well as some amazing people like you from Clappingo and
okay,
other applications.
okay, all right. And you post videos of it there.
Yeah, I post videos like.
Okay, all right, that is nice. Coming back to my question, okay, you mentioned confidence is one thing, that confidence is something that has boosted ever since you've been a part of this platform. I was talking about other aspects, like sometimes people struggle with pronunciations a lot, or sometimes they struggle with grammar a lot. So, according to your knowledge, do you feel that there are aspects
Yeah,
where you need to
I struggle
particularly
with
work?
pronunciation, grammar, and
Okay,
I think tone. Sometimes I speak
okay,
softly, sometimes I speak. When I'm excited, I speak, I think, better. But other than
okay,
that, most of the time I would have to repeat myself to the other person. Like that person will
okay,
ask, "Can you repeat?" That time I will focus and I will tell. That time they will understand.
okay. Why do you think that happens?
Uh, Maybe I speak inside my mind and talk slowly, I guess.
Okay,
Softly.
so do you feel that it's about the tone, or is it about the pace in which you're talking?
Uh, Pace in the sense I didn't get. You mean
Pace, right? Pace in the sense that your speed. Sometimes people talk very fast, so it's difficult for the other person to gather information
yeah,
out of it.
fast
So
with the pronunciation mistake, I guess, in my case.
okay, right. Because I was not able to understand what you meant by tone. Okay, so it's about the pace, right?
Yeah,
So, see, largely that really is something that only you can add to because you will have to make a conscious effort that I have to add gaps in the middle of my words, right? Something that you can try doing because I had this issue that I would often like switch to a faster pace, which would make it difficult for the other person to understand. So, what I try doing is that I try enunciating each word properly. Whatever words are there in my sentence, I try to enunciate each word that way it gives me some time to try and arrange and align my thoughts also. And second of all, the entire point of communication is to portray thoughts, right? If you're not able to understand my words, then how are we going to communicate? So try and keep that in mind whenever you feel that okay, I might be getting a little too fast. Try and slow it down that way. Okay. All right. So talking about, I mean, again, you've been here for a long time. So something that is suggested to learners is that you should try and engage yourself in English content, right?
yeah. I
So,
watch a lot of English movies, and
okay,
constantly I speak to like different English people, but unfortunately, like some people are, they will be very good in their thing, but English not everyone focuses on. So by
okay,
speaking to them, my English won't improve. I know that.
okay, all right. So
Yeah.
coming back to it, so you mentioned you watch a lot of movies. So which is your favorite movie if you had to name one?
If I had to name one, uh, I watch. No, I am not able to collect some movie names from my mind because it's been very long since I didn't watch movies. I uh, I
It's been,
recently, yeah,
right, it should be, it's been very long.
my job is not
Right,
like
sorry.
bit so
Okay,
much
okay.
work.
Right, understandable, of course. See, I will just give you a quick correction. So it should not be that it's been very long since I didn't watch a movie. It should be it's been very long since I watched a movie.
Okay,
Do you
it's
understand? That way
very
it
long
makes more
since
sense.
I watched the movie. Okay.
Yes, since I did that because it has been long since you watched it. Okay, all right. I understand that obviously in the weekdays you might be occupied with work, but like today is the weekend. I would suggest that maybe today you can like these 2 days that you get, you can try and make up for it. Right.
Yeah, that's
So any movie that comes to your mind, any movie that you liked a lot in particular, or you've rewatched a lot of times, Hindi or English.
uh, KGF
Okay, all right. Why do you like KGF then?
because of that person's attitude, and I don't like
Right.
everything about him. There are some bad things he makes boys follow, but other than that, uh, his looks and everything is like most boys like him.
Right. Very. I feel like he left an image. Right. A lot of people now, if they are going to grow out their beard, are often going to comparing themselves to him. I haven't seen the movie yet. I heard a lot of good reviews. What
I
did you
really
think of the
recommend
movie in
you if
general?
you get time, you can watch that.
Okay. All right. Right. I mean, I've seen some clips and parts of it. I think he's playing like an anti-hero in the film. If
Yeah,
I
it's an
have
anti-hero.
gathered right, not like a conventional hero. Right.
Yeah,
That is why I feel like you said that you don't agree with some things of him. Right.
that's true.
Okay. All right. So anything else that you indulge yourself in other than watching movies? Something that you can try and do regularly? Is there something like that?
Uh, Maybe I think I should daily give this much time to make some English content.
Okay, that could also work. Right. Again, because there are a lot of things that you can do every day without actually giving time separately to English, right? Which might not really have to. You won't have to wait for it till the weekend to do it. For example, it could be reading something, right? Reading an article, reading something that is in your field
Got
of
it.
interest or in the field that you're working. Try and indulge. Try and involve English in your regular lifestyle. Because if you will think that I will give time separately to English, then it might come off as a task for you, right?
Exactly.
But if it's around you through your entire working day, then you won't have to put a conscious effort, right? It's right there. And since you mentioned that you talk so much to people, right? So I feel like that is fluency is something that you will obviously get after some time because you will obviously you're practicing it every day. But I'm talking about more technical things, right? For example, you mentioned about pronunciation and you mentioned about grammar as well, right?
Yes.
So for pronunciation, the best way is to try and watch or listen to people talk, right? So I would suggest that you can try doing that. Maybe try watching like a mini series which does not have a lot of lengthy episodes, right? So maybe you can try and catch 15 minutes before going to sleep or something like that. Because now I'm sure you know by now that it's mostly a lot about consistency, right? If you're
That's right.
consistent about learning, so you're bound to get the results for it, right? So try and aim for that. I understand you're a busy individual, but try and find time for it. If you're here, if you're giving your money, so try and make it worth it, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Okay. All right. So yeah, we are towards the end of our session. So do you have any questions for me before I get to my feedback for you?
Not at the moment. Maybe in
Okay.
my further session, I will definitely ask you more questions.
Okay. All right. So okay, I'll get to my feedback then. I feel like I gave you some suggestions about how you can try and work on this. Right. The only problem that I feel that you might face is about time management because I understand that you're a working individual. But as I mentioned, you know your schedule better than anybody else. You can try managing time before going to work in the morning or before going to sleep in the at night. Whenever you feel comfortable, try and find time. And as I mentioned, try and involve it regularly so that you don't have to consciously make an effort to learn it later. Right.
Yes.
And I noticed that even though you were able to like answer all of my questions pretty well, I noticed that there was a lack of vocabulary in our conversation today.
Yeah,
Right.
but I have a doubt. Like some people say, when you speak, it should have common words because even everyone should be able to understand. If
Right.
you,
See,
yeah,
that depends if you are because you mentioned everyone. So if you're addressing to a crowd, then yes, you're portraying a message you would want to be as conveniently accessible to them as possible. So that is a whole different ball game. Here, since it's just you and I talking, and we are personally building on your English skills. So let's say if you're talking to a senior at your office or a colleague of yours, there you might want to use you want to display
technical.
some vocabulary, right? So on an individual level, I understand you should know where you have to use it, but you should have the knowledge, right? You don't have to use it with someone who's younger than you or who does not know English very well, right? So my point being that you should still try and inculcate in these conversations here on this platform. So yeah, I noticed that there was a lack of that. So I would suggest that you should try and pick up some words from here and there. Again, that
Definitely.
also you'll get as a like a bipartial along with any engagement that you have. If you read, you'll come across something. If you'll watch, you'll come across something. So try and pick words from there.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely I will do that.
So yeah, I guess that is it. Do you have anything else to add?
No, that's about it, I guess.
Okay. All right. So again, thank you so much for joining in. I hope you have a great weekend ahead. Thank you.
You too have a great